There's something you probably need to hear right now. You are not behind in life. You just think you are because you are looking at someone else's timeline. Somehow, even without realizing it, we are all handed this invisible schedule for life. Graduate by this age, be successful by this age, have everything figured out by this age. And if your life doesn't match that timeline, you start to feel late. You start to feel like you are falling behind, like everyone else is moving forward and you're just stuck. But let me ask you something. Who decided the timing of your life? Because the truth is, most of the pressure you feel is not coming from your life. It is coming from your comparison. And comparison has a way of distorting reality. Feeling behind in life is one of the most common silent anxieties people carry. You look around and it seems like everyone is achieving something. Someone is graduating, someone is getting a job, someone is building something, someone is getting married, someone is having a baby, someone is moving ahead. And then there's you, questioning your pace. But here is the uncomfortable truth. You are not behind. You are just aware. Aware of other people's progress, aware of societal expectations, aware of timelines that were never originally yours. We live in a world that glorifies milestones more than growth. We celebrate outcomes more than process. So naturally, if your process is slow or unseen, it might feel like nothing is happening. But silence is not stagnation, and stillness is not failure. Let's be honest. Social media has made the feeling of being behind 10 times worse because now you are constantly exposed to people's achievements, highlights, and life updates every single day. You are comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You see the results, but you don't see the years of confusion, the doubts, the setbacks, the slow days nobody posts about. And when you consume that kind of content daily, your mind starts creating a false narrative. It tells you, everyone is ahead, everyone has it figured out. I should be further than this. But visibility is not the same as progress. Just because something is loud does not mean it is meaningful. And just because your growth is quiet does not mean it is absent. One of the biggest misconceptions about life is the idea that progress should be linear, that life should move in a straight line, forward, upward, and fast. But real growth does not work like that. Growth has phases, slow phases, confusing phases, invisible phases. There are seasons in life where everything looks still on the outside, but internally, you are evolving. You are thinking different. You are learning. You are healing. You are becoming more aware. And that kind of growth is not always visible. A seed in the ground looks like nothing is happening, but that is where the most important development is taking place. Just because your life is not loud right now does not mean that you are not progressing. Now here's the part nobody talks about. When you constantly feel behind, you start to rush your life. You rush decisions, you rush opportunities, you rush growth. Not because you are ready, but because you feel pressured. And pressure is a dangerous place to make life's decisions from. Because when you move out of panic instead of purpose, you often end up in places that look right on the outside but feel wrong on the inside. Speed is not the same thing as alignment. You can arrive early to a destination that was never meant for you. And sometimes, moving slower is actually a form of wisdom, not weakness, not laziness, wisdom. Another thing we rarely acknowledge is this. People are not starting from the same pace. Different backgrounds, different opportunities, different resources, different life experiences. So why then are we expecting identical timelines? You can't compare chapters when you have not read the full story. Someone's chapter 10 cannot be compared to your chapter 3. And yet, this is exactly what comparison makes us do. It removes context, it removes nuance, it removes reality, and then replaces it with pressure. If you have been feeling behind lately, take a breath. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not failing at life. You are in your process. Your timeline is not broken. Your pace is not wrong. Your journey is not invalid just because it looks different. Stop racing people who are on completely different paths. Stop measuring your life using timelines you never personally chose. Because life is not a competition of speed, it is a process of alignment. And the truth is, a slow, intentional life will always be more fulfilling than a rushed, comparison-driven one. You are not behind. You are becoming, gently and honestly.